Hello, and welcome to another Rang Rouge unit of the week. And today we're taking a look at the L3/35 tankette. The L3/35 is an Italian tankette which entered into service, and wait for it, 1935. Now there is the massive meme about the Italian tanks not being good, and the L3/35 is really one of the pinnacle examples for that meme. But you gotta realise, Italian arms industry, especially with armour, was not that great to begin with. They didn't really have the resources to invest a lot in armoured vehicles. There was also the strategic thinking, if they were going to fight in a war, it'd be up in the mountains in northern Italy, so you want a smaller light tank to begin with. And the L3/35 filled in that role quite perfectly. It just had enough armour to make it bulletproof, was armed with 2 machine guns in a turretless configuration, with a simple 2-man crew. Its small size, however, was really a benefit, as it did make it quite a hard vehicle to hit at long ranges. I mean, it's also very easy to hide in a bush, really. They managed to make quite a lot of these, with a few thousand being built, which is pretty impressive for the Italian arms industry. They originally serviced in the interwar years during the Spanish Civil War and the Sino-Japanese War, where they performed pretty poorly, as when up against any other armoured vehicle, it would pretty much lose the fight. However, when the Italians entered the Second World War, the majority of their armoured divisions were still equipped mainly with L3/35s, and so that's what they went to war with. And during the Second World War, for the Italians, they had pretty much served in every single theatre, from the Balkans, Greece, North Africa, and of course in Italy. They didn't perform that great, especially against more modern armoured vehicles, and there were attempts to upgun them for more modern standards. There was a variant with a 20mm autocannon, and another variant with a flamethrower. In-game, the L3/35 is a 10-point light tank, available to both Axis and Allies. For the Axis, that's the 4th Alpini Division, and for the Allies, it's the Italian Liberation Division. And you have one weapon. Weapon being 2 Breda 38 machine guns with 1500 rounds of ammunition. It's 2 machine guns. They machine gun down people. Preferably they hit. Sometimes they do. Sometimes you don't. But you have a lot of bullets, so you're going to have accuracy for volume of fire. They're machine guns. Down to miscellaneous stats, it has 15mm of front armor, strong top armor, 10mm outside and at the rear. It goes 35km off-road, 43km on the road, has medium stealth and very low optics. In battle, the L3/35 is another cheap infantry fire support vehicle, which has really been added mainly for historical flavour, rather than any actual effectiveness. It's not a terrible unit, mind you, but there's quite a lot going against it. Its main benefit is its price. For 10 points, you get armor, the bare minimum really, and 2 machine guns. That's not a lot, but you gotta realize, if you kill half of an infantry squad, you've essentially traded yourself cost effectively on the economic scale, so that's not too bad. The main detriment, however, is, well, first up, its tab. The support tab is a pretty contested tab, with commanders and supply trucks and infantry machine guns. The L35 has to fit in there somewhere. For the 4th Alpini, you do get a lot of support slots, which is nice, but at the same time, in your tank tab, you got a lot of very cheap light tanks, such as the AB-41, yes, it's an armoured car, and the other 15-point Italian tank, which I can't remember for the life of me. For 5 points more, you basically get some anti-armor capabilities, which is a pretty big no-brainer. For the Italian Liberation Army, your support tab is a bit more dicey, as you don't have as many slots, but there's more reason to take the L3/35, as your tank tab is a bit more expensive. However, at the same time, in the Recon tab, you do get the autocannon L3/35 for 5 points more, which has Recon and an autocannon, which is a pretty big no-brainer as well. As well, your availability is not ideal. You only get 1 card of these per division, and the availability is pretty standard. 5 in A phase, 10 in B phase, and if you're Alpini, you can get 15 of these in C phase. But this is really an A phase unit, and only getting 5 of them isn't exactly great, and once again you're competing for that rather important support slot. So for a spamming unit, you can't really spam them out unless you're going to get that B or C phase card. Yeah, overall, it's just not that great. It is economical, don't get me wrong. It will mess up infantry if they do catch them out in the open, but there's better alternatives in the end of the day, and neither division is entirely lacking in infantry fire support. They mainly need anti-tank to get by. And well, I'm going to leave it off at that. This has been another Rang Rouge unit of the week. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as usual, please just take it easy.